So when I first met him, he became like my son. Like, you know, in New Orleans, we don't have fathers a lot. A lot of parents get killed. A lot of parents don't be in our lives.
How did a relationship involving two prominent figures in the music industry that started from a close father-son bond lead to a near-fatal incident and a lawsuit worth millions of dollars? Let's check out how, amidst this backdrop of animosity and rivalry, Birdman almost killed Lil Wayne on camera, sending shockwaves through the music industry and the world at large. Lil Wayne involved in shooting.
Shots were fired at the tour bus of Grammy-winning rapper Lil Wayne on the 26th of April. Footage from the NBC affiliate in Atlanta, Georgia, showed several bullet holes in the side of the bus, but no injuries were reported. The station said that the shots were fired at the bus as it was traveling through Cobb County, Georgia.
On the night of April 26, 2015, Lil Wayne's tour bus was making its way through the streets of Atlanta. Inside the bus, Lil Wayne and his entourage were unaware of the danger that lurked outside. Little did they know that their lives were about to be forever changed. As the tour bus traveled through the city, a car pulled up alongside it. The sound of gunshots rang out, shattering the calm of the night. Chaos ensued as Lil Wayne and his team realized they were under attack. Bullets pierced through the windows of the bus, causing panic and fear among its occupants. The shooting sent shockwaves through the music industry and the world at large. The incident was captured on camera, leaving a chilling record of the terrifying moments that unfolded that night. Inside the car was a man named Jimmy Winfrey. But who is Jimmy Winfrey? What led him to be involved in such a high-profile incident? And how were Young Thug and Birdman involved in the incident? Jimmy Winfrey, alias Pee Wee Roscoe, was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, a city known for its vibrant music scene. Growing up in a neighborhood marked by poverty and crime, Pee Wee faced numerous challenges from an early age. Music became an escape for him, a way to express himself and rise above his circumstances.
I met Thug through Pee Wee Lil Wayne.
Pee Wee worked as Young Thug's tour manager at the time of the incident. This position gave him direct access to Young Thug and allowed him to be involved in the inner workings of the rapper's career. It is unclear how Winfrey initially became connected to Young Thug, but their association would prove to have significant consequences. While Young Thug was not directly charged in relation to the shooting, the incident further added to his controversial image. The hip-hop industry was captivated by the escalating drama and rivalry between Young Thug, an influential figure in the Atlanta rap scene, and Lil Wayne, a legendary artist and one of the biggest names in the rap game. Young Thug's unique style and boundary-pushing music made waves in the Atlanta rap scene, while Lil Wayne had solidified his status as an iconic figure with a massive fan base. Young Thug's rise to fame was not without its fair share of controversies. His flamboyant fashion choices, including his penchant for wearing women's clothing, raised eyebrows and sparked debates about gender norms within the hip-hop community. However, Young Thug remained unapologetic, using his unique style as a form of self-expression and challenging societal expectations. With his unique blend of trap, mumble rap, and melodic flows, Young Thug quickly became one of the most talked-about artists in the industry. His distinctive style, characterized by his high-pitched vocal inflections and unpredictable delivery, divided opinions among critics and fans alike. Some hailed him as a visionary, pushing the boundaries of rap music, while others dismissed his style as unintelligible and lacking substance. While Young Thug's collaborations have garnered critical acclaim and commercial success, they have also been met with controversy. One of the most notable controversies surrounding Young Thug's career was his feud with fellow rapper Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's beef with Young Thug ignited a fiery feud that captivated the music industry and fans alike. What began as a mentor-student relationship quickly spiraled into a bitter rivalry that had the music industry buzzing. Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., better known as Lil Wayne, was already a seasoned veteran in the rap game by the time he crossed paths with Young Thug. Born on September 27, 1982, in New Orleans, Louisiana, Lil Wayne had achieved massive success with his critically acclaimed albums and mixtapes. He had become a mentor figure to many aspiring artists, and Young Thug was no exception. Lil Wayne saw something special in Young Thug's talent and potential. He recognized the young artist's ability to push boundaries and create a unique sound that resonated with audiences. Lil Wayne took Young Thug under his wing, guiding him through the intricacies of the music industry and offering invaluable advice. The mentor-student dynamic between Lil Wayne and Young Thug was evident in their collaboration. They worked together on several tracks, with Lil Wayne featuring Young Thug on his mixtape, Sorry for the Wait 2 in 2015. This collaboration showcased the mutual respect and admiration they had for each other's artistry. As Young Thug's star continued to rise, he looked up to Lil Wayne as a role model and sought his guidance in navigating the complexities of the music industry. Lil Wayne's influence on Young Thug's style and approach to music was undeniable, with Young Thug often drawing inspiration from Lil Wayne's iconic mixtapes and albums. However, as Young Thug's career began to take off, tensions started to simmer beneath the surface. office. It was during this tumultuous time that Young Thug made a decision that would forever change the course of their relationship. In an attempt to pay homage to Lil Wayne, Young Thug announced that his upcoming album would be titled The Carter Six. This move, however well-intentioned, didn't sit well with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne saw Young Thug's album title as a direct challenge and a disrespectful gesture. To Lil Wayne, the Carter series was his legacy, and Young Thug's decision to name his album The Carter Six felt like a betrayal. The tension between them began to escalate, and the mentor-student dynamic they once shared was shattered.
I understand that Lil Wayne is frustrated about his career, and I feel him on that, but this is my idol. I wouldn't ever in my life swap words with him or beef with him about nothing. This is a person that I look up to. Ha ha.
The fallout from Young Thug's album title choice was just the beginning of a bitter feud that would captivate the music industry. Diss tracks, public call-outs, and even the dangerous incident involving Lil Wayne's tour bus followed, leaving fans shocked and divided. We also can't ignore the fact that Lil Wayne's battle with his record label Cash Money and its CEO Birdman set the stage for the clash between the two artists. Disputes over money and creative control led Lil Wayne to publicly express his frustration and distance himself from the label. Interestingly, Young Thug chose to side with Birdman in the dispute.
Maybe I think it's because he's just been with Birdman his whole life, and he's just so spoiled to the point where it's like he's really spoiled.
To understand how all this led to the shocking shooting incident involving Birdman and Lil Wayne, we need to look into their tumultuous relationship. Brian Williams, alias Birdman, is the co-founder of Cash Money Records, the label that launched Lil Wayne's career. For years, Birdman and Lil Wayne had a close bond, with Birdman acting as a mentor and father figure to the young rapper.
So when I first met him, he became like my son. Like, you know, in New Orleans, we don't have fathers a lot. A lot of parents get killed. A lot of parents don't be in our lives. So you end up hugging a block or hugging somebody who embrace you like a big brother. So, and I was that to Wayne.
In the world of hip-hop, there are few relationships as influential and complex as that of Birdman and Lil Wayne. Their journey together began in the late 1980s when Birdman, also known as Brian Williams, founded Cash Money Records, a record label that would soon become a powerhouse in the industry. Wayne was just a young artist when he caught the attention of Birdman. Recognizing his raw talent and potential, Birdman took Lil Wayne under his wing, becoming not only his mentor, but also a father figure in his life. As Lil Wayne's career began to take off, their bond grew stronger. Birdman guided Lil Wayne through the ups and downs of the music industry, nurturing his talent and helping him navigate the complexities of fame. Together, they created magic in the studio, collaborating on numerous projects that would solidify their status as hip-hop icons. One of their most notable collaborations was the 2006 album Like Father, Like Son, which showcased their undeniable chemistry and musical prowess. The album received critical acclaim and further cemented their mentor-mentee dynamic. With the rise of Cash Money Records, Birdman and Lil Wayne became synonymous with success. The label's unique sound and innovative approach to hip-hop captivated audiences worldwide, propelling them to the forefront of the industry. But as their fame and fortune grew, so did the tension between Birdman and Lil Wayne. The once unbreakable bond began to fracture, leading to a series of events that would forever change their relationship. The real drama began in December 2014, when Lil Wayne took to Twitter to express his frustration with Cash Money Records, his longtime label Birdman, of withholding money and delaying the release of his highly anticipated album. Thought Carter v. Lil Wayne filed a lawsuit against Birdman and Cash Money Records, seeking $51 million in damages and the termination of his contract. The music industry was left in shock as the mentor and protege found themselves embroiled in a bitter legal battle. The accusations of withholding money and the delayed release of Thought Carter 5 sent shockwaves through the music industry. Fans eagerly awaited the album's release, but it seemed to be trapped in a web of legal disputes and personal animosity. The legal battle between Birdman and Lil Wayne dragged on for years, with both parties refusing to back down. It was a battle not just for money, but for artistic freedom and control over their respective careers. Eventually, in 2018, a settlement was reached. Lil Wayne reportedly received a substantial payout, and his contract with Cash Money Records was terminated. The feud seemed to have reached its conclusion, but the scars of the past would forever impact their relationship. The feud between Birdman and Lil Wayne took a dark and shocking turn with the infamous tour bus shooting, which involved Pee Wee Roscoe, a YSL affiliate and Thug's tour manager at the time. Lil Wayne was performing that night, and an argument erupted between him and Pee Wee Roscoe. The disagreement escalated, leading to Pee Wee Roscoe being kicked out of the venue. As the night wore on, the situation took a terrifying turn. Police claimed to have observed Pee Wee in a white Camaro with an assault rifle. When they attempted to apprehend him, he fled the scene. It was then that Pee Wee reportedly shot up Lil Wayne's tour bus. The incident occurred on I-85 outside of Atlanta, leaving the bus with significant damages totaling $20,000. Miraculously, no one was injured in the attack. The aftermath of the feud between Birdman and Lil Wayne has been marked by legal battles, personal challenges, and an uncertain future. As the dust settled, the music industry awaited the resolution of the ongoing conflict. Pee Wee Roscoe, the YSL affiliate charged in connection with the tour bus shooting, faced legal consequences for his actions. In 2018, he pled guilty to 6 of the 27 charges against him and was sentenced to 10 years in prison, followed by 10 years of probation. However, due to efforts to lower prison populations during the early days of the pandemic, Pee Wee Roscoe was released in 2020. In 2023, Pee Wee was yet again involved in criminal activities as he was arrested and booked on 3 charges: battery, using a fake ID to evade justice, and to satisfy an arrest warrant from another state. The feud between Birdman and Lil Wayne has left a lasting impact on their relationship. Despite the settlement reached in 2018, the scars of the past remain, and their once unbreakable bond has been forever altered. Hitmen in hip-hop. The tour bus shooting was a turning point in the feud between Birdman and Lil Wayne. Fans and netizens seem to think it not only highlighted the depths of their animosity, but also left a lasting impact on their careers and personal lives. The feud served as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the perils that fame, money, and power can bring. It is important to note that Birdman and Young Thug were named as co-conspirators in the original indictment but were never charged. This led many to believe that the two rappers had put out a hit on Lil Wayne, but this is not the first time rappers have put a hit on each other. The hip-hop world cannot forget the sad fate of the adored rappers from Chicago, King Von and FBG Duck. New FBI documents revealed a shocking truth about their beef. Authorities revealed that King Von had put a $100,000 bounty on FBG Duck's head. So how did the authorities uncover such shocking details? On October 13th, 2020, the feds raided O-Block and arrested 5 men for Duck's murder. These were Charles Liggins, aka C. Murda, Kenneth Robertson, aka Kenny Mack, Carlos Offord, aka Loss, Christopher Thomas, aka C. Thang, and Marcus Smart, aka Muwop. The 5 were charged with murder, unlawful use of firearms, racketeering, and assault with dangerous weapons. The charges carried a mandatory minimum of life upon conviction. There was even talk of the prosecution seeking the death penalty. So how were the O-Block members caught? According to authorities, they did not have to do a lot of old school investigations. One tool proved to be very helpful, and that is social media. The thugs could not shy away from bragging about their crime on the internet. All the cops had to do was keep a watchful eye on the social media pages of O-Block gang members, and the murder would be solved. Most of the gang members would go on Instagram Live and hint at Duck's murder. They were overjoyed at getting back at the op, who had single-handedly embarrassed them in his diss tracks. However, there were 2 particular incidents that helped the feds blow the lid off the case. The first one was help from an informant. Someone snitched on the group. The feds revealed that according to their informant, someone had put a $50,000 bounty on Duck's head. However, no one was willing to do it. The informant further revealed that the same individual had bumped up his offer to $100,000. Someone from O-Block was willing to part ways with $100,000 in exchange for someone's death? Who wanted Duck dead so bad? And more importantly, what had the GD rapper done to have such a heavy price put on his head? Although the informant did not reveal the individual's name, they told the cops that the said person had rewarded the killers with custom-made O-Block chains. Things were starting to fall into place. A video had earlier surfaced on YouTube of none other than King Von giving O-Block members custom-made chains. Apart from this, among all the O-Block members, he was the one who had that kind of money since he had made it big in his music career. It is possible that the killers had been motivated by the money that they would receive as a reward for sliding on Duck that they became sloppy. One of the sloppiest moves had to be using a vehicle registered to one of them to commit the crime. According to the feds, the Ford Fusion that was used during the hit had been registered to Loss. The group must have been in such a hurry to get to Duck that day that they didn't have time to steal cars for the job. But why did Von want his op taken care of that urgently? One of the killers would reveal the reason in a YouTube video. It seems YouTube was their greatest undoing. In one of the most bizarre cases of self-snitching, the gang allowed a vlogger, Panda Productions, into their stronghold. Interestingly, viewers easily pointed out in the comments section that they could spot the car that had been used in Duck's murder. I mean, if ordinary netizens could do a little bit of detective work, imagine what the boys in blue had already gathered from this video. And one of the things the feds picked up from the video was motive, which is crucial in any murder case. Boss Top became a little too cocky and decided to answer any question on camera. Then came the $1 million question, FBG Duck.
You got any thoughts on FBG Duck? Any thoughts on him? Did you know him? Who, Duck? Did you know him before everything?
His answer gave the world a glimpse into one of the reasons the Chirac War had persisted for more than a decade.
Everything?
Like that, I don't know. On game. All I know, don't say that about Troy, or rest in peace, Duck.
Now the world knew that Duck's constantly dissing T-Roy was the reason a bounty was placed on his head. Just like Duck never wanted his dead best friend mocked, it seems as though King Von felt the same way about people dissing his dead homie. Remember, just a month to his death, he had released Dead where he dissed T-Roy. I mean, other dead members had been dissed. So why had he singled out T-Roy, a man who had a close relationship with Von?
You don't say about Troy. That's it.
Boss Top didn't stop there as he continued his impressive form, snitching on himself. He revealed that the O-Block chains they had were like trophies to them.
This like, it's like a trophy to this our brother, you know? Wasn't the chain.
Boss Top confirmed that the informant was telling the truth. First, a hit had been put out on Duck since the reason for the hit was the diss on T-Roy. The informant was also correct as the O-Block chains had been used to reward the killers. While history will remember Von as a rapper accused of putting a hit on his op, the case of Suge Knight's involvement in Biggie's death had the whole world standing still in shock. Suge Knight, the notorious CEO of Death Row Records, and Biggie Smalls, also known as the Notorious B.I.G., were at the center of a bitter rivalry that would ultimately lead to a shocking act of violence. It all began with the murder of Tupac Shakur, Suge Knight's star rapper and close friend. As the world mourned the loss of Tupac, Suge Knight sought retribution, using rogue LA cops as his pawns in a dangerous game. Suge Knight was a towering figure, both in stature and ambition. He had a magnetic personality that drew people to him, and he knew how to navigate the streets with ease. But it was his business acumen that set him apart from the rest. Smalls, unaware of the imminent danger, fell victim to a hail of bullets. In the late 1980s, Suge Knight crossed paths with a young and talented producer by the name of Dr. Dre. Recognizing Dre's potential, Suge saw an opportunity to create something groundbreaking. And so, in 1991, Death Row Records was born. One of the pivotal moments in Death Row Records history was the signing of Tupac Shakur.
We believe in God, believe in Death Row East. We plan to take the same strategy we use with Death Row West, which is mind over matter, taking all our weaknesses and making it into our strength.
Tupac, a rising star in the rap world, was known for his raw talent and controversial lyrics. Suge Knight saw in him a kindred spirit, someone who could help propel Death Row Records to new heights. With Tupac on board, Death Row Records became a force to be reckoned with. Their music was a reflection of the realities of life on the streets, capturing the attention of a generation hungry for authenticity. Hits like California Love and How Do You Want It solidified Death Row Records' place in music history. As Death Row Records continued to dominate the charts, Suge Knight's influence grew. He lived a life of excess, with luxurious mansions, expensive cars, and a reputation for throwing extravagant parties. But behind the glitz and glamour, a darker side of Suge Knight began to emerge. It was said that he had ties to the notorious Bloods gang and used intimidation tactics to maintain control over his empire. But the true extent of his power and influence would only come to light in the years to come. The year was 1996 when tragedy struck Death Row Records. Tupac Shakur was gunned down in Las Vegas. The murder sent shockwaves through the music industry.
Rap star Tupac Shakur died last night after a brief life in a rough business. He was 25.
Leaving fans and colleagues devastated. The loss of Tupac Shakur left Suge Knight shattered and seeking revenge. He believed that Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls were responsible for Tupac's death. And so, Suge Knight set in motion a plan that would forever change the course of hip-hop history. The rap world was about to be consumed by a deadly feud, as tensions between Suge Knight and Biggie Smalls reached a boiling point. The East Coast-West Coast rivalry had taken hold, and the music industry was divided. In the wake of Tupac Shakur's murder, Suge Knight was consumed by grief and a thirst for vengeance. On the other side of the country, Biggie Smalls found himself caught in the crosshairs of the escalating tensions. He vehemently denied any involvement in Tupac's murder, but the damage had been done. The seeds of animosity had been sown. The media played a significant role in fueling the flames of the East Coast-West Coast rivalry. Headlines pitted the two coasts against each other, sensationalizing every feud and conflict.
Take the chance to know the person before you judge the person. That goes with anybody, not just me. You know, if you hear something about somebody or whatever, don't be so quick to be like, I don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Try to find out what's going on. Try to get the facts first.
It was on the night of March 9th, 1997, that the tension between Suge Knight and Biggie Smalls reached its breaking point. Biggie Smalls was in Los Angeles, unaware of the danger that awaited him. While sitting at a red light in Los Angeles, he was gunned down in a drive-by shooting. Despite numerous witnesses at the scene, no accurate description of the shooter was provided, leaving investigators with little to go on. The murder of Biggie Smalls remains unsolved, leaving fans and investigators searching for answers. The investigation investigation into his death would prove to be a complex and convoluted journey, shrouded in controversy and conspiracy. The Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, was tasked with unraveling the mystery behind Biggie Smalls' murder. However, their handling of the case would come under intense scrutiny. Allegations of corruption and cover-ups began to surface, casting doubt on the integrity of the investigation. As the investigation unfolded, conspiracy theories started to emerge. Many believed that Suge Knight, the CEO of Death Row Records, had orchestrated the hit on Biggie Smalls as an act of revenge for the murder of Tupac Shakur. The alleged involvement of rogue LA cops only added fuel to the fire. According to these conspiracy theories, Suge Knight had enlisted the help of corrupt LAPD officers to carry out his plan. Despite numerous leads and suspects, the investigation into Biggie Smalls' murder seemed to hit a dead end. The lack of progress only fueled the belief that there was a deliberate effort to obstruct justice and protect those involved.
I provided the chief with enough information and evidence that would warrant a full probe, and at that meeting I was ordered not to investigate any further.
In 2002, Biggie Smalls' family filed a civil lawsuit against the LAPD, accusing them of covering up the truth and failing to bring the responsible parties to justice. The lawsuit alleged that the LAPD had withheld crucial evidence and ignored credible leads. Despite the efforts of Biggie Smalls' family, the civil lawsuit was eventually dismissed. The court ruled that there was not enough evidence to support the claims of a cover-up. The dismissal only deepened the sense of frustration and mistrust surrounding the case. To this day, the murder of Biggie Smalls remains unsolved. However, many still believe that Suge ordered the hit. The legacy of Biggie Smalls lives on, but the quest for justice remains elusive. If you enjoyed this video, click on the boxes playing on your screen to watch similar content.